What's up, guys? Welcome to a Reseller's Life. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about how I went from 0 to 6 figures income, which is $300 a day in profit in 90 days in my new store. So this store is called Reseller Nirvana. I've been selling in the store for 86 days, and if you look at this graph, it will show why most resellers quit actually before it starts to get good. So I started this store on July 27th, and it's almost 3 months later now. And what I've been doing is I started the store with no money and I reinvested all the money back into it. But what happens is most people don't stay consistent with listing, and they also don't reinvest their profits. So for me to make $1,000 a week, I needed to average $350 a day in sales. And that happened maybe 2 weeks ago. I started averaging like $450 a day. And about 2 weeks ago, I started making about $1,000 a week. And then recently, the last 3 days have all been around $750 a day, which is what I need to make $300 a day profit with the margins in my store. And so for me, I compounded for the first 90 days. And I'm actually going to continue this trajectory. So I'm going to reinvest the money back into this over and over and over again. And I'm really all in on this building a brand. So this store, Reseller Nirvana, has a very specific goal, and that is to provide great brands in great condition at great prices. So I want to have new items in the store 365 days a year, and I'm really trying to build a base of return customers. So I'm doing $9.99 combined shipping for 2 or more items, and every single repeat customer gets 30% off. So my goal is to create an army of customers. And by the way, if you're watching this YouTube channel, stop by my new store, Reseller Nirvana, and buy something. So I did not ask people to buy something when I first started the store because I wanted to see how close it was to being a true experiment starting from zero. And I have a lot of bad news for the haters right now because I have an additional store that I started that I didn't tell people that I started, and that store actually reached $1,000 profit faster than this one. Because when you have a store that you share on YouTube, it affects your click-through rate and your sales conversion rate. So a lot of people look at your store and don't buy anything. So that makes it actually slower to reach your goal than if you just kept your store secret, because then you don't have any non-converting traffic. So what I recommend is you get really good at one category and then don't tell anyone until you get to a certain momentum. So a lot of people have been asking about sourcing. How do I source items? Well, I can tell you the most successful resellers usually stay in one industry for a long time, and I'll tell you why that works. First off, knowing specifically what you sell. So for me, I sell mall brand clothing. I know where to buy mall brand clothing. It's usually at thrift stores, garage sales, flea markets, and you can buy liquidation online of pre-owned clothing. I sell used clothing. So if I was selling a different category, I would figure out where those items are sold and then reverse engineer it. But this is the caveat. Most people don't stick with their industry long enough to develop a reputation. That's really the key. Because at this point, I've been doing this for 5 years now. There are people that are selling clothing that reach out to me. So instead of me going out and chasing different suppliers, it's the opposite. I have people approaching me with different deals, and I can choose. And I can tell you that the majority of my success comes from certain people supplying me certain things, and I've developed that over time. There's no shortcut to developing a relationship with people. It just takes time. So I recommend you take your time when picking a specific niche, and if it requires you to go to Walmart or from garage sale to garage sale, and you're looking for the next best thing, that's not long term. And I'm looking long term. People are going to wear clothing for a long time until they have holographic clothing where you put it on, you can just press a button and it changes into whatever outfit you want. I don't see that happening in the near future, so I consider clothing a long-term category. So pick a category that you can do for a while and get good at. I probably wouldn't pick CDs as a category long-term because it's slowly declining in popularity. I'd pick something more related to digital stuff. I would maybe go into the digital memory space. If I was looking for something that grows every single year, I don't see the CD market growing every single year. I see it shrinking every single year. Does that mean there's still money? Does that mean there's no money to be made? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying try to pick categories that more of those items are sold every single year. Okay. Next is I think you guys should really focus on setting a budget and constraints. So with this store, what I did was they had constraints by accident because I started with no money. So I had to learn how to sell items that were around the house first. I had to learn how to sell items that sold quickly because with limited capital, you don't have time to list items that don't sell. So you can see here in the beginning, this is what the chart looks like, and most people give up before they reach this point where they're making six figures. Right here in the beginning, see how there's not a lot of action? In the beginning, there's never a lot of action in any category when you start any new project because you're still figuring it out. Once you develop a little bit of rhythm, you can see here, it took me about 3 weeks to start getting regular sales because I was doing the same thing for 3 weeks. It's the same thing with an exercise program. If you do the same program every day for a few weeks, you're going to start seeing results probably around week 3, probably for anyone. Okay, and then finally, I recommend you cherry pick your items in the beginning. So the resellers that do the best, they do all the work. They figure out where to get the supply. They figured out how to list their items. They figure out every single item they actually cherry pick in the beginning so they can develop that Rolodex of what works for them. Every time somebody asks me, does this work or does this not work? The answer is it depends on what your business looks like. So this is the final thought I have for you guys. So please smash the like button. Consider subscribing if you like tips and tricks on how to grow your store. I am not reselling, okay? I'm actually building a resale machine. So that way of thinking has really helped me because when I get money from selling something, I make a better machine. I make it faster. I make it smoother. I want to make it break less often. I'm trying to make something that grows and grows and grows forever. And I haven't really figured out how to do that, but I am reinvesting back into it, my time, my energy into making this grow. So I don't know how long I can continue this trend, but if you look at the graph, it's not like it's going straight up. It's not a hockey stick curve. It's just slowly going up over time. So I recommend you guys do that. My channel is called Daily Refinement. Please join my mentorship for reselling. It's at patreon.com/theresellerspodcast. Let's see, patreon.com/theresellerspodcast. My partner and I have been running this group for a little bit over a year. There's over 1,000 people now in the Facebook group. And our goal is to help my goal personally is to help 10,000 people reach their goal with reselling. And it's very exciting because in the group now, we've been doing it for about a year. Now people have saved up $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 in savings. They're now looking to invest in different things. So whether you're looking to invest in real estate or just index funds or the stock market or crypto, whatever you're into, you can get that money from reselling if you do two things. You have to grow your resale store and you have to keep your expenses the same. Okay, so don't go out and buy a Lamborghini and rent a yacht once you start making some money. Pour that money back into your store so that your chart looks like this. It's actually grows a lot faster than you think, but it's very gradual. Okay, so I'm at the point now where this store makes $300 profit a day or more, and I think I could grow this store to where it makes $1,000 profit within 12 months because I'm just going to keep doing the same thing. My lifestyle has remained the same. So I'm just going to pump all this money back into the store to build the best machine that I can. So I appreciate you guys. Please smash the like button. Consider subscribing. Take care.